Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you? Yeah, this is David at Pre-Uni College Head Office. And thank you for joining our webinar regarding the selective school information. So, yes, I organized this webinar, especially for Year 5 parents who is quite concerned about next year's selective school exam. So, yeah, getting into the selective school will be one of the most challenging goal for your child. And to be able to succeed, we must be aware of all the relevant information, including latest information about the test. So during this webinar, I'd like to share all the information we collected from the beginning of this year. And for your child's next year selective school exam, and the application procedure, and information about the test, like test format, which is quite new, which is updated, and also the new score calculation, and most of all, how to prepare for the test. So yes, let's get started. The selective high school is one of the most famous education system in New South Wales that is for catering for the academically gifted and talented students who's got very high potential, and they will make them work together to the same high standard with delivering the selective stream curriculum, and also they will use the different teaching technique that is known to best out of the gifted and talented education in Australia. So selective school students always outperform than other high school students. So in all state exam like HSC for university entrance. So getting into the selective high school is a very good goal to set for your child. So for Year 5 students, they will take the selective high school placement test on 10th March, which is Thursday, term 1, week 7. So we have now around 1 year, less than 1 year, remaining for the preparation for the exam. So the application will start from October, which is in term 3. So in October, I think it will start from 11th of October. The education department will open the special application website, and all intending parents will register and complete the application through the website. And also there is a dashboard, special dashboard for communication with the team. So I think the closing date is mid-November, 15th November. And then, yes, there is a school mark that will be provided by school principal, and they will submit your child's school mark by the end of term 4. And then next year, 10th of March, there is an exam. And we can find out the results early July. Okay. That's the key dates we have to remember. I think most of the parents are already aware that the OC selective school, the placement test, are moving to a new computer-based test format from next year, 2022. So this year will be the last paper testing for both selective school and OC. So last Thursday, our Year 6 students set for the test, which was paper-based test. And from next year, they said it will be a computer-based test, like an NetPlan online. So according to the information, the computer-based test format will be delivered by the Jennison Group. They already provide lots of computer-based test platform like NAPLAN, Belly, driver's license, teaching certification, citizenship-related testing, etc. So they are quite specialized in online testing and provider. So they will implement a second trial of NAPLAN Online this year. That will be start from 11th of May. So year 5, year 3 students will do the NAPLAN Online in May, next term. So they will assess the readiness for the online testing, and they already made a contract with Department of Education. So definitely they will implement next year's OC and selective school exam online. Another change is the test structure. So, sorry. Last week, year 6 students tried new version of the selective school exam that has been written by the British company Cambridge Assessment. And it consists of 4 sections of the test that are reading, which is 30 questions in 40 minutes, multiple choice, 4 options, A, B, and C, D. And 1 writing test for 30 minutes. And then a mathematical reasoning test, 35 questions in 40 minutes. It's also multiple choice test, but it contains another option, A, B, C, D, and E. So they want to make them a bit more confused. And the thinking skill, which is quite new component, 40 questions in 40 minutes. So they replaced general ability test into thinking skills from this year. And it's also multiple choice test, 4 options, A, B, C, and D. So yes, the test time is a bit longer than before, due to additional 10 minutes writing task. Previously 20 minutes writing, but from this year, it will be 30 minutes. And as you can see, the reading paper contains 30 questions. That means the number of questions has been reduced, from 45 to 30, but still 40 minutes. And mathematical reasoning, that is previous math test, usually it contains 40 questions, now 35 questions. And another very important change is the way of calculation of the final score. So the education department said they will adjust the score to balance each test component, but there's some weighted score and giving more emphasis in reading and writing. So as you can see, the total maximum score is now 120, not 300. Previously it was 300, but from this year, the total maximum score will be out of 120. So 100, as you can see, the 100 marks from the exam and 20 marks from the school score. So this column chart shows the comparison between the new and previous component score. So as you can see, there are a lot of changes. Let's make it into the pie chart to make it understandable. So now we can see the percentage of each test component. So we can see that the school score just contribute less than 17%. Previously 1/3 of the total mark, but it has been reduced dramatically. So even though your child could get a good school mark, we no longer rely on that much. So it seems that the actual test performance on the exam day will most likely decide the outcome. Yeah. So exam performance is very critical. Yeah, from now on. Yeah. So we have to prepare for the exam well in advance, and we have to put more effort in increasing their test performance, test taking skill, time management skill, and avoid any silly mistakes. Yeah, increase the speed and accuracy. Yeah, which is quite big deal. Yeah. Yeah, another point is that the English component mark looks very big compared to the previous years. Now, previously just 1/3 of the total mark, but now over 40%, 42% of the English mark will contribute the mark, because they increased the waiting for the writing test from 7% to 13%. So improving the high level of English reading and writing skills is very important. Yeah. For the next 1 year preparation, we have to put more focus on enhancing our child's English language skills. Yes, definitely. So last Thursday, 11th of March, this year's exam has been held. So on that day, we invited our Year 6 students. Right after the exam, they just came to the head office, and we had a post-exam meeting to collect all the detailed information about this year's test. Yeah, we got heaps of information from them about each question style and what kind of question they've been faced on the exam day, and also lots of suggestion and feedback about our tuition program. So yeah, I just summarized some findings from their feedback. So I'd like to share with you about the test, this year's test. That'll be good, yeah, resource for next year's test preparation. In general, our students said this year's test was not that hard, about medium difficulty level. And the mathematical reasoning test, what they say, was way easier than our trial test. Yeah. So there was no problem with finishing all 35 questions, which is quite good news. But for the English, reading and writing, especially reading and thinking skills, it was a bit challenging because they need to read a huge amount of reading stimulus. They need to read first, which was quite time-consuming. So yeah, and also the thinking skill is a quite new test component. So yeah, they got a bit not enough time to finish all 40 questions. Yeah, but most of the students could complete all the questions, including writing. There was no issue in writing because it's more the time limit, like 30 minutes. So there was no time management issue in terms of the test time. Yeah. And also what they're saying is that STT's test level was quite sound, accurate, fairly accurate compared to the actual exam. So it was okay, yeah, quite effective to prepare for the actual test. And the practicing the trial test question in the timed environment, very helpful. And they could excel the real test performance, which is quite great news for us. Yeah. Let's find out more details about this year's reading test. Yes, as we always know that there are range of text, different kind of text types, always including poetry, poem, and novel, the extract from the novel, and also the information text, extracted from the different genre. Yeah. So there were 30 questions, and we know the stimulus text they used this year. Yeah. And there was a poem written by Rousseau that covered 6 questions, and the novel The Village by the Sea. And there's the information text from the magazine. I think it's all about the history of ice cream in Australia. And they did 6 questions for that text. And some long text, which has 4 paragraphs extract from different genre, but quite similar relationship between the genre. And then they need to find an answer, like finding the suitable word or sentence from the paragraphs, the 10 questions. So, yeah. What about the mathematical reasoning test? Yeah. Actually, our trial test question looks slightly higher level, than the real exam. So they felt 40 minutes test time was quite enough to finish all the tests. Yeah, all the question, the mathematical topics covered. And even they could double check their answers after first attempt. So we can expect very good mathematics score from our students. Yeah, so as you can see, quite familiar topics they covered. Total 35 questions. There was no issue with time management. Yeah, thinking skill test also contains lots of text they need to read. It's kind of problem solving and critical thinking skills required. But the question, the text looks a bit shorter than our STTC, and there were more problem-solving questions than critical thinking. So that means if they have a very good non-verbal reasoning skills, there should be no problem with the thinking skill test. In the critical thinking question, there were more the dialogue-based questions. Please check the sample test papers. It's quite similar to the sample test papers. And you can see the similar kind of the question style, which is kind of dialogue basis. So A and B, 2 people just talk each other about the topic, and then we need to find whose statement is correct, based on the topics. And so some sort of finding the relevant argument or making any, detecting any reasoning error in the text. That require the critical thinking skills, yes. So you can refer to sample test, but we've already covered those kind of side of question during the STTC. So it seems quite familiar with us, so. The last test was writing test, 30 minutes. And in the writing, they were asked to write a news report in response to the given stimulus like this. So it's kind of something happening in the beach, the incident. The ship container has, the crashed on the beach. And so basically we covered all different kinds of writing modules since from the beginning of year 3, and there are several modules they already tried this kind of writing, so they could start immediately without hesitation, and they know there should be headline, and there should be some expression about the incident, and some comment from the witness, and some the impact by the incident, and then the byline at the end. So there was no problem with completing the test. So so in the writing, there is no shortcut. They need to experience different kind of writing every time and get the teacher's feedback and do it again and another feedback and enhance their writing skills. Yes. Okay. So as we found already, the English skill, including reading and writing, is going to be very important issue, especially for year 5, for next year's exam. So we've already revised and updated our tuition schedule and also material. So from term 2, year 5, there will be more English work. There will be additional extension work for English advanced materials. And also there will be STTC 1+1 reading. That means they need to do normal STTC reading test, and then in the following week they need to do the additional reading test. That's why we call it 1+1 reading. And also after the first attempt at writing with the topic, they will have a chance to rewrite with the same topic and get the second feedback from the English teacher. And also to assist their writing lesson at home, we will provide a video lesson for the writing for year 5. And so we are planning to introduce additional material, online, offline, for year 5 students. And also for the writing, they can view the very good top 5 writing samples in the cyber school with the teacher's feedback. What is the best way to increase the writing test mark? So please utilize all available services at the cyber school or any additional material we will provide. You need to make use of and then to enhance your child's reading and writing skills. So we will let you know anything new, services or program or material. We will let you know, and you have please make use of all the available materials. From term 2. Okay. And yes, the year 5 WMT course has been revised and updated. So especially English and thinking skill, mathematical reasoning material has been re-updated after finding all the recent test style of the question in the real exam. So did you know that we are the first coaching college which introduced the thinking skill modules? We are the first. Since the news came from the education department and from the newspaper, I think in last July, they already announced about some changes in the selective school test format. And after that, we already started extensive research and developed new modules, especially thinking skills. So we already start from last year, from the beginning of term 4. So that's why our year 6 students felt more comfortable to complete their test this year. So the year 5 WMT course is very fundamental and very essential course for year 5 students. And it covers all required topics in writing, reading, mathematical reasoning, and thinking skills. So it's a bit challenging level for year 5, especially for new students, but it's focused on the selective school exam. So it will be a year 6 curriculum in some cases, but they can try the most practical and challenging question for the exam. Yeah. So we highly recommend to continue WMT course in term 2. Yeah. And yeah, the year 5 student can start selected trial test course, which is most popular course at the college. So the walking through the practice question and then following, the understanding the mistakes, using the answers and revise and try again. That's the best way to prepare for the exam. Yeah. So during the STTC, your child will try all, the quite realistic look of the question style, and also the recent question appeared in the exam. And we will make them familiar with the test format and also style of the question. Yeah. So as time goes by, you will notice your child's exam performance will be improved. Yeah. And all the additional service for the revision will be available, which I already mentioned: 1-person reading test, writing video lesson, retest, writing retest, question review for the mathematics and thinking skills. So yeah, we will try our best to provide as many resources as possible to revise their trial test. And yeah, then in this way, your child will become more familiar with the test condition and feel more confident, yeah, for the real exam. Yeah. So please make sure to start selected trial test course as early as possible. Yeah. And yeah, because the test format will be changed into computer-based test, term 2 STTC will be also computer-based test format. And when we developed the computer-based test format, we reference to the Jenison NetPlan style platform, because the Jenison will be the computer-based testing provider. So their platform will look very similar to the NetPlan. So we will just refer to the NetPlan online testing interface. So it will be quite similar. Then your child don't have to be confused between two formats. Yeah. So in the NetPlan online, yeah, you can see this kind of testing environment that contains online question like drag and drop and drop down menu or multiple choice radio button or checkbox. So this is our STTC CBT platform. Yeah, it's nearly identical, isn't it? Except that the college logo. Yeah. So yeah, from term 2, yeah, we will use this format, and yeah, there should be no problem with trying the actual test online, the computer-based format. Yeah. So okay. If you can start STTC from next term, probably the maximum 30 set of trial tests will be available. Yeah. So we have 60 weeks, including holiday period. So you can start when you are ready. But if your child want to try all different kind of question we developed, and if your child want to try all the past paper question, including this year's exam, we highly recommend to start from next term. Yeah, because yeah, and then maybe next in the later stage they will become very familiar, because they already experienced all different kind of question style in the previous terms. So I highly recommend to start as early as possible. Yes. Okay. Yeah, there are many questions in the chat box. Yeah, I will have a look and then I will try to answer as many as possible. Yeah. Yeah. So during for the next 1 year, the WMT course is quite foundation course. Without the learning, they're not gonna able to finish the STTC test papers. So please utilize all available courses, especially WMT and STTC. And holiday course, the upcoming autumn holiday course will focus on NAPLAN test in May. So if your child wants to get a maximum mark in the NAPLAN and make sure he's got a good mark from the school in this year, I highly recommend the holiday course as well. Yeah, and then STTC will be available even during the holiday, like summer and autumn and spring. Sorry, and we will organize additional testing event that simulates actual exam day, like we are calling an ASAT. That will be available in September and next year February. Yeah, so all the this kind of tuition program is just focus on your child's success at the selective school placement test next year. Okay. Okay. So this July, I'm waiting for the good news from our year 6 students. I think it will be another new successful year for us, and I wish your child will make another successful students next year. So let's make it happen again this year and next year together. Yeah, working with a partnership. Yeah, nothing we can achieve. Yeah, we cannot achieve. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's have a look. The question from our parents. So will it be the computer-based test next year exam? So far, the education department said it will be online test, computer-based test. But based on this year's experience with OC, previously they said it will be online, and then they just changed their mind, and it became paper test. So it will be paper test this year in July. So we don't know what will happen next year, but we have to prepare. And if there is an update about changing the test format, we will immediately change into test format into paper-based, because paper test is already prepared. So don't worry. Yeah. As soon as they change their mind, yeah, we will adapt. Yeah. But until that time, it will be online test. Yeah, using the computer device at the college. Yeah. Okay. And yes, inviting course, is it also computer-based? Initially, we will introduce writing test as a computer-based test. So that means your child should have a basic keyboard, the keyboard skill, writing, typing skills. Yeah. And also the NetPlan online is the computer-based online test. So they need to use the keyboard anyway. So it's a good practice. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Do we need to do WMT book and then take the online test? Yes, WMT, there is an online quiz, which is so-called special online quiz. Yes. After each module, they should revise the module, whether they understand the module question topics. They need to try all available SOQ every second week. Yes. So yeah, another in the STTC, do they teach, or is it just doing the test? So STTC will be 3-hour session in total, and test is we will do reading and writing test in the first week, In the following week, mathematical reasoning and thinking skills. So they will finish 2 tests per week. So 2 tests will take around 1 hour, 20 minutes. So that means remaining 1.5 hours will be test review with the teacher or tutor, and they will go through the question one by one. Yeah. So they will know what kind of mistake they made and what is the fastest way to solve the questions. Yes. Yes, Tom took STTB computer-based. Yes. Yeah. And can I have the slide there? Oh. Yes, I can upload this slide PPT into the cyber school probably tomorrow. Yeah, you can check our news section in the cyber school, and you can review my PPT slide again. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Very informative. Yeah. So, yeah. Is this webinar recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. So if you missed any part of the webinar, it will be available to rewatch, replay for the next 48 hours, yeah, at the same site. Yes. Yes, it's available for 48 hours. Yes, you're right. Okay, and yes. So, yeah, I know there are more questions you want to find out. So, yeah, my email is open to all our parents, david@ucali.com.au. So if you have any question or concern, just email me. Then I will reply with an answer as soon as possible. Yeah, so as soon as possible. And during the application period that will happen in October, probably from September, we will have a chance to see individually, personally. So we can discuss about all matter in preparation for the test and also the suitable school choice for your child. So according to your child's performance in STTC or WMT, yeah, we may discuss about the suitable school choice. Yeah, so I will make another time for your child. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, yes, thank you very much for today's webinar. Yeah, thank you for your time. And if there are any update, I will organize the second webinar next term with more detailed information. And yeah, thank you again. Yeah, so yeah, hope to see you soon. Thank you.